commission that will be heard tomorrow night. As of last look, there were 27 co-sponsors in the council on this, and it's just in there for your FYI, and we have talked about it before.
Wonderful. Yes, so I did email everyone last week, but I wanted to just remind you all of a couple of the community engagement events that we'll be having going on, as well as some things we need your participation in. So the first thing is that this Saturday will be Celebrate Nashville. It's a celebration of cultures at Centennial Park. It does start around 11 a.m. is when the performances begin, but from 9 until 6, we will be at the park doing setup, as well as the performances. I'm really excited. I get to MC. Celebrate Nashville is a festival that I have not missed a single year of, even when I was out of state. So I'm really excited to be there, and I hope you guys can join us at some point of the day. I know some of you have signed up to come table with us, so you'll meet us at the main stage. Our table will be in the Global Village. I'll send you more details on Friday to make sure you know exactly where you're headed. If you have some time, please sign up to table. The other things that we wanted to remind you about is that the nominations for Human Rights Day have officially began. That link is also in the email that you were sent. We are please asking you to help us collect nominations. There are 3 different awards that are given. One is for outstanding service, another one is for lifetime achievement, and then for rising advocate. So for folks who have dedicated their lifetime to human rights efforts, for folks that have been doing this work for years, a number of years, and for maybe some younger folks that have just started their work. So please help us collect nominations for that. The last day for those nominations is October 7th, so this Friday. So if you will please mark that as a very important thing to get submitted. The next one is the nominations for the FILA Awards. Have you guys heard of the FILA Awards? No? Okay, so the FILA Awards are the awards that celebrate the life of Phila Rawlings Hatch, and has a lot to do with food insecurity and addressing food insecurity concerns. So the convening is going to be the Tennessee Local Food Summit will be Friday, December 1st, and the summit has agreed to host the FILA Awards as well as a way to honor people who in Nashville have been addressing food insecurity. So I know that different organizations have ways that they address food insecurity. So if you have folks that have been working in your organizations that you would like to nominate, there are 5 different categories, I believe, for that one. So please make sure, again, the link is in the email. Lastly, let's see, those nominations. Yes, lastly, tomorrow is the first council meeting of this new council season. So just a reminder that it is at the historic courthouse at 6 p.m. There's a couple of resolutions, like Davey mentioned. There'll be the community resolution, the community covenant resolution that will be presented, as well as a resolution honoring Hispanic Heritage Month. So if you are able to do that, usually resolutions are done at the very beginning of council meetings. So you won't have to stay all the way through the end, but it'd be wonderful to see some of our commissioners there at the council meeting tomorrow. Yeah, any questions, comments, concerns?
Thank you. Back to the resolution, just for context, while this is a non-binding resolution, it does allow us, particularly as our commission is situated, it does reemphasize our work and the importance of diversity, equity, and inclusion. And it covers it across a wide spectrum, not only in Metro, but within the public and private entities in Nashville. So while as it's not binding, it still is a document that as it passes, we would like to hold the council to operating under these guidelines that they agree to here in this document. So we're excited about it, as it hopefully will center the work of diversity, equity, and inclusion in all that Nashville does. And it's one part, and if we get off to this one, it sounds like it's a good part. So, but that is the text of the document that will be up for approval at tomorrow night's council meeting.
And I'll just add, we gave y'all a copy of the priority work document that I previewed in one of our meetings a couple months ago. So the version that you have is the final version. It will be on the desk of all the council members tomorrow before the meeting begins. And we'll also be distributing a copy of the Inclusivics report to new council members. We know that returning council members already have a copy of that.
You should also have a draft policy of the public comment period. And we passed that out to you for you to review. And I don't know, well, we don't have a quorum tonight, so we can't vote on it tonight. But even if there was some disagreement or some additional language or something that you as a commission would like to put in it, this is a document that we think that meets the threshold of what's required in our promulgating a policy around this issue. And as you look at it,
and just on that point, can we have it sent by email just so all the commissioners receive it, and then can provide comment at the next meeting if we don't get quorum this evening?
Well, and the complaint update, I think, would also go in line with the public comments. We have individuals here to speak. We are in receipt of a formal complaint in regard to Metro Arts, and we also have some of the affected parties here to offer public comment. So, Mr. Chair, if you're okay with it, I don't see why we can't at least get their comments on record.
I agree. I don't see any issue with that. And just for clarification, could you tell us when the complaint was submitted? Do you have a date?
We received it this past Thursday or Friday. Okay, so we have individuals here. We don't have a sign-up list, but if they could come, announce their name and their address, and offer their public comments at your discretion, Chair.
Yes, we can proceed.
All right. So if you would come one at a time, offer your name and address. Hit the little button there. Normally, that's what
That's working out. There we go.
council is. You have to.
Is this working? Okay. My name is Robert Jones, and my address is 1218 7th Avenue North, Nashville, area code 37208. I guess my public comment on this is I was one of the artists who applied for the grants through the Thrive application process through Metro Arts this year. I'm also a board member on the North Nashville Arts Coalition, which is one of the organizations affected. We had a number of people in the arts community this year apply for the Thrive grants and go through a review process. We received emails at the beginning of July informing us that all of the projects that had scored over 75% in the review process were being recommended for 100% funding of the funding requests. A few weeks after that, we were told that that had been approved and that all of those projects would be receiving 100% funding. A short period after that, there was a little, everything kind of went silent. We weren't hearing a lot of information. Then a short period after that, we were told that somebody had flagged these grants, and we were told this directly through Metro Arts through an email, that these grants have been flagged on grounds of affirmative action because in granting some of these monies to local organizations and artists, and the wording, I believe Metro Arts took into account racial disparity and location. I know that they spoke about the organizations such as North Nashville Arts Coalition representing an area of Nashville that was predominantly BIPOC and underrepresented historically by Metro Arts funding. And this was the reason that we were told that it had been flagged on grounds of affirmative action. We were also told at this time that it shouldn't affect the funding, that it would just be a matter of having to reword the proposals. And then in the meantime, all of these artists who had been approved and confirmed that they were getting 100% funding have had to spend, 6 weeks preparing for these projects. And then we're told at the end of August, I believe, that these funding had actually been retracted and we were all receiving 0% and that it had been overturned. And that these monies were instead being directed towards larger organizations. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
2 minutes.
Okay. My name is Elena Anderson. I live at 3638 Village Trail. And I was one of the artists who received the Thrive Grant, but we have only received half of it. So we were supposed to be awarded 20 grand, and everyone who did score above the 75% review process grading scale received half of that funding. And so I received the half funding, expecting to get the full amount. However, I was in the meeting on August 17th, witnessing who the Board of Commissioners are on Metro Arts, and realized that there were a lot of people voting for these larger organizations to be fully funded and to not fund the artists who were applying for the Thrive Grant. And so within this petition, we are calling for an investigation of the Board of Commissioners, and we are asking for full funding for the Thrive Grant. And we appreciate you all looking into this for us, with us, and we look forward to working together moving forward.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So that concludes the public comments.
Are you able to outline just the process? I know we can't discuss anything related to the complaint, but can you just give us an idea of what the process looks like since the complaint has been filed, and what our options are, or what action we can take going forward?
Yes, we'll basically schedule an appointment with the complainants for us to review the content of the complaint. And then we review the content of the complaint, and we'll notify them within 10 days, Metro Arts within 10 days of receipt, including their right to submit a response. We always are attempting to facilitate a mediated resolution. Then we would, staff would complete and submit an investigation and a written report for review, and we make a first level determination of probable cause. And then if probable cause is found, then we would make a couple attempts at conciliation. Then, depending on the outcomes, one of three things could happen. There is an agreement, there's a compliance review, and it's an appeal, or one can appeal of no probable cause. We can also hold public hearings with the chair would appoint 3 commissioners as hearing officers. And then as it moves through the process, it kind of duplicates and repeats itself till it comes to a final resolution. And you could call witnesses, take testimony, and if it gets to the level of having a public hearing, you all would issue a ruling from there. And we will email you all of the applicable information that is in our organizing documents that outline the guidelines of the hearing and the way that it's to be carried out. And you as an attorney, and I'm sure with Matthew, there's some level of interpretive ambiguity in the document. So we'll have to work all that out.
Understood. And we can also come and review the complaint, or?
Yes. Yep. And the gist of it, as you heard from the public comments, Metro Arts had entered into a month's process of distribution of funds with the intent of being more inclusive of organizations who had historically not been a receiver of funds. The Arts Commission voted and approved the process, and they went through the process of awarding grants. And then it was prior to the actual sending of the monies, it was ruled by Metro Legal, and Matthew, if you're aware of the situation, that there was issues with awarding it that seemed to be because of issues of race, and that the affirmative action Supreme Court case was said to be the reason. And hence, the individuals are seeking redress for being told that they could get the grants, and now they're not being able to get the grants.
Can I ask a quick question? Just from a logistics standpoint and just thinking about timing, is there any action that the executive body can take so that, we don't have quorum this month, but that we're not, that can help speed up the process so that way, we can have a proposal on the table or something that'll make it easier for all the commissioners to make that. It's easy for me to say that now that I'm not on it, and I can put all the work on y'all to do that. But I think that was a question that I was going to ask.
Well, I think the preliminary work in and of itself, before there's something required of the commission, has to be done.
Okay.
Even we have to work through the process of getting to where a hearing may even be needed or even necessary. Our hope and the way in which we approach all complaints is towards some type of mediated settlement. So first thing that we'll do, we're going to follow these steps, but we're also in tandem trying to get together with Arts and with Metro and to see how we might help facilitate a agreement.
Immediate discussion. Great. That's helpful. Thank you.
Usually we talk in reference to complaints coming from employees or staff members. This is an agency?
Yes, these are individuals who are connected with agencies who had applied for grants from the Metro Arts Commission.
And what has been the past precedent set regarding, have we had something like this happen before where representatives of an agency come forward to file a complaint? I'm just trying to put it in my head where we have done this?
Well, no, it's in our
Okay,
legal documents and
It's in the
within our
Metro
preview.
Code, right? that
Yes,
we-
and
right.
it's in the code that we're able to do this.
okay. That's all.
And is there any commission involvement from the process starting here throughout the conference or discussion that you'll have with the complainants, and then also sending notice to the Arts Commission so that they would be able to respond? Does the commission have any role in any of the process before there is an actual
No, sir.
vote?
Once we determine if there's a probable cause, then we begin conversating around what the next steps are. Nope.
I was going to pass it off. I thought it was time.
Excuse me. I guess my question is then, if we were to have had quorum, was there something to be voted on this, or you're just?
No,
this is
not
more
on-
of a-
no.
Okay, great. So we're not losing any time
No,
or
no,
anything?
not on this right here.
Just wanted to make
No,
sure.
no.
Great.
We have 10 days to notify Metro Arts. We have a certain amount of time to notify the complainants of the receipt of the complaint. And then from there, looking into it to try to establish, is there a probable cause that could be up to and including an investigation.
And when would those, what is the 10th day, just for when complaint was received Thursday, is that right?
Thursday or Friday.
Okay. And so we're looking at Tuesday or Wednesday of,
10 days, and we're not counting weekends.
got it. Okay, 10 business days. Thank you.
And the respondent is just limited to the Arts Commission, is that correct?
That was
Or-
the other question I had, yeah.
Well, by practice, we send everything also to Metro Legal.
But I specifically identified in the complaint, is the respondent only limited to the Arts Commission?
Yes, yes.
So are we supposed to be deciding something or moving something?
No. We were just making you aware of this because this had been an issue that a couple of other commissioners have brought up, in that the situation has been talked about across Nashville.
Yeah.
And so I think it's 6 individuals on the complaint, and those individuals represent individual agencies. Some of them are sole, I don't know how their organizations are constructed, but they are the affected parties. And there's really, the one thing that needed a vote was the executive board election to fix, that we can't do because we don't have quorum today.
Okay, the only thing I wanted to say about that really quickly, since you're here, Erwin is not. I mean, the big thing there was that I guess I can just clarify that right now, and we'll just have that and we can deal with it next time, is that we mistakenly voted on the first and second vice chair. It's Ben Tran is the first vice chair and Charles is the second, so we just need to correct that. But I also was so consumed with encouraging everyone to, put their names in for these roles that I failed to acknowledge my colleagues, Pratik and Erwin. Erwin's not here right now, but both were really, really essential members of the executive committee. They really, really were. They showed up even when they couldn't show up. They were involved, and Pratik created with staff our flow chart that's really essential to how we decide what to act on in terms of statements and stuff like that, but also just was a real voice for a lot of things on how to processes and move forward on decisions. And Erwin has always been just this voice, this great, yeah, thank you. I'm sorry about quorum. It was just always a speed bump, and a really good speed bump to sort of say, hey, wait a second, is this the best way to do this? So I just want to acknowledge both of them. Really, really key people, especially even as we were doing the search for the executive director, and just, it's been a long road, I'm realizing. And we've been a really solid team together. And so I'm sad to see y'all not part of it, but I understand. And just want to say thank you.
I just want to quickly respond of like, thank you, very kind words. I think I can speak for Erwin when I say we are also very excited to see new leadership take over and like just the direction it's going to go. And we're still in these chairs. We might be on the outside seats as opposed to the middle here, but I think that the new executive committee, Charles, Ben, as you all take over, and everyone who's new is going to just pick up where we left off and accelerate at even a faster pace. So really excited to see where the new executive committee takes this, and still very proud and honored to still sit in one of these comfy chairs that spin around and turn on my mic on and off, and y'all listen to me. So thank you.
And remember, you can always still come to the executive committee meetings. Everyone can. And we're figuring that out because I think new members have some trouble with the times and stuff like that. So trying to figure out our new version. So because I missed that whole conversation, where have we left it? I guess we have no decision, but what do we do next with the complaint?
Staff handles it, and we'll advise you as we move through trying to determine if there's probable cause here.
But at least we got to hear about, did they present as well?
Yes.
Okay, great. So we got to get, okay, wonderful. I'm really sorry. I missed that. Okay. What's next, Charles?
I don't think there's anything next. I think the other matters required some action, or are there any other agenda items that we can cover?
Oh, yes, there was a email that I got prior to coming over here from the mayor about the reconfiguration of the COB. And he says that the staff will be retained and that Jill Pritchard would be retained, and that they plan on having whatever this review board will look like up and going within 6 weeks, which that has been up in the air for several weeks. That's now.
Excellent. That's good news. I guess they'll go public with that too.
Well, it was released publicly.
Okay.
So
okay.
It's probably on some platform or something already now.
Okay. And then you haven't met with the mayor's office yet?
No.
Okay.
No.
They're busy.
We will let you know, Chair, in that
right.
If you're available, as has been before, when we've gone to the mayor's office, we need you there again.
That'd be great. What is community engagement on this?
Those were some announcements about community events.
Okay. And then covenant resolution?
That was last year, the council approved a similar type resolution with a commitment toward DEI stuff and a commitment toward recognizing everybody's worth and value in the city. And this is another resolution that has 27, I think, co-sponsors now that will be, I think it'll be their first order of business on tomorrow of approving this resolution.
Okay, excellent. Who's going tomorrow?
I mean,
the regular crew?
Yeah,
okay.
It's like it's on our calendar. I'll be there.
It's exciting.
There is a press conference at 5 for the Community Covenant Resolution, so several community organizations will be coming out to speak about why this is important and how this is, setting the tone of some of the community expectations for the next 4 years of legislative activity in the council.
And it is non-binding.
As are all things, it seems, that get passed, but they still bind us to the stadium. Sorry. Okay, anything else? No? And we can't move to adjourn, so we just hug and say goodbye. I just want to take responsibility. This wasn't on my calendar. I don't know why. Everything else is. I don't know why I didn't see it, so I apologize. I'm 30 minutes late to this meeting. You didn't either. But I looked and she sent it, I think, on September 14th or something.
For some reason,
It's not.
I had to email Crystal to be sure.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Okay. Because I did look. Yeah, let's confirm the next meeting too. What date is the next meeting? Our XCOM is the 20th, the Friday the 20th. And then next full commission is?
November 6th.
Okay.
Commissioner Safdie also, just in casual conversation, brought up the desire that if Friday's XCOM meeting date could be changed, it would make it better for her.
I'm open to that. That day's pretty intense for me. The 20th? What day are we looking at? Like Wednesday or Thursday?
No, I would just,
Generally Fridays.
Just generally, not
Okay.
even just Fridays, but within the 9 to 5 schedule, if there's flexibility of changing it. So I sent a text to the team asking, I know lots of people's schedules depend on that. So just putting out feelers on if it's always been then, if, it's still working for people. It's a little challenging in the work day, but yeah, just wanted to throw it out there.
Yeah. I love that smile, I gotta say.
I was just gonna say, it probably makes sense for the team. Well, I was gonna say, it probably makes sense for the officers to find a time first and then take that into account, but like, y'all are the ones who need to meet, like, twice, versus the rest of us, so. So if I understand correctly, it'd be more convenient for you to meet outside of the hours of 9 to 5. Which would probably be more convenient for me too. Really? But I have one supporter. For on Mondays might work. Always depends.
Well, XCOM, I guess we could, this is the best time. I mean, for y'all that aren't in XCOM, you may leave. I don't want to force you to stay here. But this is probably the best time for us to figure this out.
Well, at least for the next one, are you able to attend the 20th? And then maybe we can decide then to change if needed.
Really? Okay. Okay. So I guess we'll decide the rest after that. Keeping 4 p.m. on Sundays. Yes. You'll make it less.
Am I included in that as the secretary?
Yes.
Yes.
Very much so. You're not getting those, Molly, either. If you're not getting these, you're not getting those. So maybe it's going to like
And I was
spam
getting
or
them,
something.
but I don't know what, I mean, I got the email that she followed up with, Crystal followed up with the dates. I got those emails, but, I don't know what happened. Maybe something just happened with that, but I don't.
So maybe it's helpful just us to go over some of the dates at the end of the meeting. So the 20th at is it 11? 11 is our XCOM meeting. Yes, at their office at Parkway Towers. And then the next full commission meeting, I'm told, is November 7th. 6th. And then while we're at it, when's November's
December 6th, so I won't be here. Just saying, just bragging.
This has been a service of the Metro Nashville Network. If you would like to see this presentation again, or for more information on this and other programs, visit nashville.gov.